It's going to be a difficult search. It will be helped by robotic exploration. But from my perspective, it will take humans' ability to analyze on-site what they're seeing, to respond to immediately to the wonders of discovery. And even the question of life itself is a complex one. It's not just about finding life. It's about understanding the kind of life that we will find. All life on Earth is related to one another. You, me, the squirrels, the mushrooms, we're all related genetically. And the closer we are in shape and form, the more genetic material we have in common. But we're still related to even the most primitive cells in nature, and even to E. coli in our stomach, genetically. We are all part of the same tree of life here on Earth. Now, if we find life on Mars, existing life or past life on Mars, the biggest question we have to answer is, what did we find? Is it life that's somehow related to life on Earth, which is possible, or is it life that is somehow from a different origin of life that has grown on its own in its own separate part of this planet? The reason why that's possible that we could be related to life on Mars is because planets are not isolated systems. We are receiving even today meteorites that have come from Mars. These are rocks that have been kicked off the surface of Mars by the impact of asteroids and comets. They travel through space. If they're lucky or unlucky, they fall onto the Earth. We pick them up. They become meteorites that we have in our collections. But the point here is that you could imagine microbes traveling from Mars to the Earth if they were born on Mars, and seeding the Earth early in the Earth's history, or life from Earth going to Mars. And so it's possible that we could find life on Mars, but somehow it's part of the same tree of life. And in which case, all we could conclude is that, well, life started on one of the two planets and had a chance to even migrate to the other. But if we find life on Mars that is genetically completely unrelated to us, and so you have to do genetic analysis on whatever you find. If we can establish that the life that we found on Mars is really, hey, this is really alien. This does not fit the tree of life that we're familiar with here on Earth. Now you're talking about a separate tree of life. If we find an example of a truly alien form of life like this on Mars, then all of a sudden we are in the presence of two trees of life. And with two trees of life, you have the beginning of a forest. You can start concluding that maybe life is common in the universe, and it started on two planets independently. You might find it elsewhere even. So there's a lot at stake, not just in finding life on Mars, but in understanding the genetics, the kind of life that you might find. And that's a complex thing. It's something that will require humans to set their minds to.